turning into an action game. You know, it is turning into an action game, but if you think about it, Resident Evil 4 was revamped out of how many times because people got tired of the same old thing with Resident Evil. And in my opinion, the last great Resident Evil game in the old style, whether you want to believe me or not, was Code Veronica. It was the only one. It was the longest out of all of them. Hook your face. It had one of the most annoying characters, Steve. But you know what? The story was just it was amazing. The whole game, all the different places you went, it was worth it. Resident Evil 3 was nice. It was fun. It was awesome. It was pretty scary. But the only downside to it was you were back in Raccoon City again, and you just I don't know. It felt like they tried to put way too much stuff to do than what there needed to be. I didn't even see him. So when it was time for Resident Evil 4 to come out, and they changed it, I was like, okay, this game looks a little. I was on the fence about it. I was like, I'm not feeling it, and I am a huge Resident Evil fan. I mean, my favorite game is Resident Evil 2, and I play remake to death. I've played the remake to death. I've played director's cut to death. I've played them all to death. The only ones I really haven't played are like the ones on the cell phone or the Resident Evil Gaiden or Gaiden, whatever the hell it is. I call it Gaiden, the one that was on the Game Boy Color. And I think there was a Gun Survivor game I didn't play, but I just I love Resident Evil. The games are amazing, and so to see what they did with Resident Evil 4, I was a little nervous. So I started reading about it and got a little excited. So I decided to pre-order it. And well, when I pre-ordered it, I got the demo disc and I was completely blown away. It was hard. It was fun. It was intense the way that things were done. What the? Was there somebody stand? That tripped me out. I thought there was somebody standing there. I'm gonna shoot you for making me think you were gonna kill me. There we go. And it wasn't scary though. That was the only thing. It did not feel scary to me. It was just dark because of the bugs and the creatures were amazing. It just wasn't. It did not creep me out. There was really only one spot that did creep me out, and that was the Oven Man. She sounds like that Ashley chick. Well, I don't know about you, Sheva, but it's time to go shave. It's time to go shave a white woman. I just said it's time to go shave a white woman. That's funny. My inventory. I'm gonna take this so I can sell it. So, save the white woman. Anyway, okay, back on my little rant here about this game. And so if you think about it, Resident Evil 4 was revamped, and it went much more from a survival horror to ammo being everywhere, health being just about everywhere, and really kind of having to what the I, I just shot a chicken on top of a roof. Weird. And it's kind of what it turned into. And it was groundbreaking and everyone loved it and was like, wow. And the graphics were amazing. For the GameCube, it was just everything. The level of detail, the deaths, everything. So people wanted, it was time for Resident Evil 5. And this is what we got. And yeah, it's a more stylized action game and it's not as scary. But you know what? It's still creepy enough as it is. It there's more to do. It's just it fills a lot of the plot holes that happened with Resident Evil 4. That busted her up. So, sure there's a lot more action elements into it, but it's still an amazing game, and I think people are missing out, are just a little blind to the fact that Resident Evil 4 was not scary. It wasn't scary. It was revamped from the old style, which I think if the videos that I saw of the old Resident Evil 4 before they changed it, if they would have released a game like, wow, I got lucky there. If they'd have released that game, that would have been some creepy ass shit, because from what I saw for teasers of that gave me chills. So, Resident Evil 5, this is it's a badass game. The graphics are amazing. I mean, sure, of course, some of these people look a little. Chris looks, Chris is just buff. But, you gotta take it for what it's worth. I mean, Resident Evil's always been far fetched with certain things. Boss battles have been, but a lot of the boss battles have been pretty amazing. I think the only boss battle that I had just the hardest time dealing with as far as far fetchedness, and I'm only saying this, and it's just with a grain of salt. So if you're gonna flame me for it, that's fine. If you haven't played the game, that's one thing. But it was the first major boss battle. Oh, I'm yawning, and it's only 1:14 in the afternoon. The first major boss battle in Resident Evil 4 actually is the only one that I just kind of just it was fun, but I just thought it was iffy. I mean, great premise, great idea, but it just reminded me too much of Jaws. But it was still fun. Take a drink here, all this talking. Okay. So someone just screamed. Anyway, that's how I feel about it. Take a look. The only thing I wish is you had a flashlight you could turn on. That would be awesome. Actually, really impressed. My Dazzle is recording pretty well on this. One thing I noticed is when I was doing this, I went in and started messing around and with my capture card and this program I have on my computer called Cyberlink DVD Suite or whatever it is. And I clicked last night. I was messing around with it, and I clicked on capture, and it recognized my capture card, and the video quality on it looks a little bit better than what it does when I'm recording it through the Pinnacle DVD Studio. I could almost play the game watching it on my computer screen, but I'd like to be able to see what I'm doing on my big ass TV. That dude just, wow, I forgot about that guy. I'm gonna shoot him in the chest. Why are you picking up? Oh, I hate you. Really, I do. You know what? Give me your grenades. You don't need them. You'll get them back later if you're good. Don't you do it, you stupid. Oh. God, you're gonna get a mushroom stamp on your forehead later. Black tar. Texas. Black gold. took just